Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. This is a design that is absolutely brilliant for using up your scraps. The designer series paper I've used here is from the birthday bouquet designer series paper, which is in the new spring catalogue. I have made one other, and that's this one, and this designer series paper is called Wildflower Fields, and it's one of the free products that's available in the celebration catalogue. If you spend £45, this will be on offer until the end of March, 31st of March. So I'm going to use different designer series paper this time. So let's start with the sizes of the cardstock you're going to need. A base of Whisper White cardstock, which measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored at 4 1/8 and folded, and that is 21 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, scored at 10.5 centimetres. And then a layer of rose red cardstock, which measures 4 inches by 5 5/8 inches, which works out to be 10.25 centimetres by 14.25 centimetres. And then a top layer of Whisper White, which measures 3 7/8 inches by 5.5 inches, which is 10 centimetres by 14 centimetres. Then you'll need a scrap of rose red and a scrap of Whisper White. And then you'll need 3 pieces of whichever designer series paper you're using. But when you cut your pieces, try and keep your pieces so that you keep your design following on from each other, which is exactly what I haven't done. I thought I'd been so careful to keep this all right, that one goes there and that one there. There we go. Okay, so try and keep them together like that, because it forms a better picture when you put it all together. So for these, you want 3 pieces that measure 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and that is 3.8 centimetres by 8.9 centimetres. And then you need 3 pieces of the rose red, and that measures 1 5/8 inches by 3 5/8 inches, which is 4.2 centimetres by 9.2 centimetres. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these pieces together, and I'm going to use my Tombow for that. I'll try and remember to keep them in order this time. There's that one. Oh, I'd forgotten that I'd marked this on the back. I've got the number 2 there with an arrow pointing upwards. Which means I think I'm going to have to turn that one round, aren't I? And bring that round this side. Now if that hasn't got me totally confused, nothing will. That looks right. And that should, number 1, go up right now. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Oops, did that back to front as well, didn't I? You should really put the glue on the smallest piece of paper or cardstock that you're adhering. Okay, so those three together. I'm going to put these pieces together, then it's a question of tying the ribbon around. I really like this rose red. I think it's a beautiful pink. There we go. Now I'm going to pop these on here. Now you could pop them up on dimensionals if you like. I'm not. I'm going to just put mine on with Tombow. And what I suggest you do is if you position these on your card, so when you start sticking one of them down, you know where it's got to go so that you get the right amount of gap in between. And Tombow will give you a little bit of time to move it. There we go. So I've got the same amount of gap at the bottom as I have at the top, and that looks about straight to me. So what I'm going to do is this one next. And I'm going to make sure that I leave the same amount of gap this end. Let me just check my flowers first. That's it. So you move over a bit. So that gap looks about the same as that. And let's do the top and bottom. That looks about right, I think, doesn't it? And then we do the middle one. And just remembering again that make sure I do keep it up the right way. Yes, that's it. So keep this as a straight line, these straight. There we go. Now I'm going to tie some ribbon round. Not sure whether I want to use that, which... No, I don't. That's too thick. That was left over from the artisan pack that was in the annual catalogue last year, I believe. No, I'm going to use this one. It's actually a retired colour. It's Primrose Petals, which is one of our in colours. But I think it goes together really well. I find that there is so much ribbon on the rolls that you get from Stampin' Up. I never work my way all the way through, so I'm always working with retired ribbons, but I can't waste things, especially not when it's such a beautiful ribbon as this. It's got such a little design on it, and it's really lovely. You can see that, can't you? Yeah. Okay, so we're on camera. Can we tie a bow? I'm not worrying about the position of it for the time being, because I can move it around. So what I do is all the time I'm tying this, I make sure that I've got one finger on either side holding down, and it's normally those fingers, I think. Okay, so once that's done, it's just a question of manoeuvring the ribbon. And get it nicely arranged so it sits down comfortably. That's going nicely. That one's going nicely. The more you keep pulling at it, as long as you hold this piece in place, it will get tighter. Okay, so I think that's okay. There we go. I'll trim off the ends in a moment. But that's good. So what I'm going to do is for the sentiment this time, as you can see, I did a different one on each of these. There's that one and there's that one. So what I'm using this time is Happy Birthday to You, this one, which comes from Circles Spring. So I need my scrap of Whisper White, that's my stamp, and I need my rose red ink, which is here. There we go. And then I'm going to punch that out using my 1-inch circle punch. Which fits that beautifully. And then I'm going to use my 1 1/4 inch scalloped punch to punch out some rose red. And then I'm going to adhere that with Tombow. Now, I don't know whether I want to put this over the ribbon or put it on its own towards the top. Do I want to put it like that, or do I want to put it like that? In fact, I think it could do with a white circle underneath it, couldn't it? What was that? 1 1/4. Let me see if I get my 1 1/2 inch circle punch and another piece of Whisper White cardstock. Here we go. I think if I pop that on there, that's better. It makes it more obvious then, helps to show it up. So now, do I want it on its own? Or yes, I want it on its own. Okay, let's pop that bit on with Tombow, and then I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. Okay. I think 3 will be sufficient for this. And then do I want to put it straight or at an angle? I think at an angle. Yes. And then the bow, I think I'll move down towards the end. I think that helps to balance it, doesn't it? So I'm going to now pop this onto my card, make sure I've got it the right way round. I'll put some on the ribbon as well. I've got a little bit of glue that's oozed out here, which I'll remove with my adhesive remover once it's dried properly. I'm just going to use my paper snips to cut the ribbon shorter. And I would also just pop a glue dot behind the ribbon. Paper piercer. Let's just pop that under there. That's it. There we go. Now that looks nice, doesn't it? The selection of designer series papers that Stampin' Up do, they are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's that, and that one. And this one came from the Love Blossoms, that was a paper stack, which is the little 6x6 size. That was one of those designs. It wasn't scraps at all. I did it because I think this is a lovely card anyway. That's what I wanted to show you. So there you go. Many thanks for watching my video today. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'm always very happy to help. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. And if you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here, apart from my ribbons, because mine are discontinued ones, but we do have a great selection in the catalogue, please click on the 24/7 link that's in the details below, and that will take you to my Stampin' Up shop where you can buy all the Stampin' Up products. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.